Testing. Let's see. How does the audio sound here? How we looking? How we looking, boys? But the quality's so low.
Testing.
Let's see.
Let's see. How
Does it
does
get
the
better?
audio
Hold on, can I?
sound here? How we looking?
720p. Let's see. Can I make it
Does
better?
the audio sound here?
Doesn't look
we
horrible,
looking?
I guess.
How we looking, boys? But the quality's so low.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Does it get better? Hold on, can I?
How we looking?
720p. Let's see. Can I make it better?
Audio here.
Doesn't look horrible, I guess.
How we looking, boys?
Let's see. How does this? No, not that.
But the quality's so low.
Let's see. Alright, could be worse, I guess. Could be worse for sure. Okay. Alright, let's try Twitch now. Let's see. Alright, could be worse, I guess. Could be worse for sure. Okay. Alright, let's try Twitch now. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. How we going? Twitch looks good-ish. How do we sound on Twitch? Let's see. Yeah, Twitch looks pretty good. Alright, if we move this around, how does this seem?
How do we sound on Twitch?
Sounds pretty good to me. Alright, let's get this music started. Copyright free jazz. Right here, this one. I think maybe this works. Let's see. Awesome. Okay, let's fix the hair. Let's fix the hair. Let's open OBS. Alright, we're chilling. We're so chilling. Alright, let's model this bear that I was doing earlier, and then my computer crashed and I lost all my progress. That was awesome. Alright, what are we doing here? Let's see. Let's add a group. We'll call this the head. And we'll leave it in lowercase. And we'll bring it up here a little bit, something like this. And we'll add a cube and we will make it orange. And then we will make the size like, well, first of all, let's center the pivot point and let's give it a size of like 8 now. It's too big. What's a good size for this? I wonder what's a good size for this. Yeah, let's try. Well, if it's 6 maybe? 6 probably seems good. Yeah, let's do 6. 6 by 6 by 6. Okay, so we've got this cube. Let's try to center it if we can. Put a 3 over. Okay, so that is that. Maybe we want to do 8. Let's make it 8 real quick. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, then we've got to move it 1 over here. Okay. Let's now make a little mouth. So if I add a I guess we can just duplicate this. Move it over here. Let's set this to global and then let's bring this size down a bunch. It's not horrible, but we can do better. Let's duplicate this again, and then let's bring out the size to 1 more, and then let's bring in the sides like this. And then I guess we can actually just do this. Does that look good? No, I don't think so. Maybe something like that. Let's try adding the bottom part of the mouth, and then see what we think. Let's give this a little bit of rotation. Let's center the pivot point. Let's bring it down a little. And then just over a little. I'm not sure that's screaming like bear to me, but maybe for now it's fine. Let's make these all yellow just so they have a little bit of separation. It feels more bird-like, doesn't it? To be honest. Okay, so what if we did this? Is this not what I meant to do? Is this better? And we can like, it's definitely a little bit more bare, I guess. What if I extended this out one? That is like that is like Homer Simpson. All right. If I move my webcam into the middle, how does that look when I'm leaning forward like this? Then we can make this one longer. No, we don't like the Homer Simpson look. I guess maybe for now this is feeling the most bare. Wait, does this? I don't know why I thought that would work. I really don't. I really don't. Okay, for now, this is bare. Okay, let's make a new group down here, and we'll call this the torso. And then we'll add a cube. Torso. And then we'll just bring it way over here. Actually, let's move the head over first. And then we can make this to like, maybe like this. Let's bring the head back a little bit. Is that centered? No, I think we've got one extra on this side. Yeah, there we go. Okay, but we definitely want it to be like wider than the head. So then let's bring it up because bears have like really big fucking shoulders. So then what if we also like rotated it like 45 degrees? And then we could do this. Maybe that's a little bit too high for the shoulders. Yeah, maybe something like that. I think that works. And then we can duplicate this. And we can just take it down maybe a couple notches for like the little back hip joint. And then we can bring it up one. Not the worst thing I've seen in my life. Although these positions are kind of making me mad. So let's do 15 and 11. And then this one we can do 14 and 7. Negative 7. Not negative 77. Negative 7! Goodness gracious. Okay, and what's this one at? This is at 11. This is negative 7. Negative 7. Okay. So that is looking kind of like the rough shape of what I think a bear is. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. So then we've got to add like the little thing that connects them. So let's add a new cube here. Let's scale it up. Oops, not what I meant to do. And then we can do like this. And then we can do like this. Maybe it should be like that wide. And then we can stick it into the back there. But we do kind of want it to be up a little bit like this maybe. And I guess that's fine. And then we can scale it down like that. Perhaps? Perhaps? How do we want to play this? Maybe we can make this smaller and we can add like another one down here that's like less wide. 2 in, 2 in. And then we can rotate this one to be like this. And then we can rotate the scale down on the top. That looks kind of bearish. Let's make this like this and like this. And then that means we can do this, rotate this a little bit more, bring it down, no, bring it down some more. Okay, that body is looking fuller. Let's make these cubes the same color as the other ones. Oop, not what I meant to do. That's fine. Just make these light blue as well. So we've kind of got a shape for our body there. It could be worse. Let's bring the head up a little bit. Maybe to like right here. Yeah, that looks more better-ish, maybe. I'm not sure. Let's see. Does the chat update? Let's see if the chat updates. That's a good question. Look at that. What? Oh, is the chat? Oh, I see. I think the chat's... There we go. There's the chat. That's good. Okay. Okay, so here's part of our bear. I think though we want like in the head we want another cube here, and we'll make it white because I want to make it 9 by 9 by 9, just a little bit, or I guess we don't need that to be 9. This can still be like 2, I believe. And then we can put the pivot point at the center, give it a little 45-degree angle here, and then we can drag it over like this, maybe down some, and then maybe we can actually make it 2 bigger there and 2 bigger there as well. Yes, I think that looks good. And then we can maybe even make it like that, and then we might be able to rotate it like a little bit. Actually, let's put it back to normal, and let's give it a 25-degree tilt, and then let's rotate it this way. That's gonna be easier to handle. Okay. That looks like a good angle for the little bear frilly thing they have. Can I extend this way? Would that look weird? No, I think that looks fine, perhaps. Perhaps. Okay, now he needs ears, which maybe we want to bring this forward, and then that'll just be his ears. No, that doesn't look good at all. We like it there. Okay, we'll just add some more cubes here. Maybe like this. Perhaps, maybe like that much. And I think we do want to make them like this, and then we can just do that. Okay, that's looking fairly bear to me. I don't know about you guys. I think it looks like a bear. How are we going to turn it into a Pokemon themed thing though? That's the real question. And also we need legs of some sort. Let's see. Do the ears ever go off the back like this? Would that ever be a thing that happens? I don't think so. I think we like them on the head. It would be weird if they weren't on the head. Okay, let's make some legs now. Let's make a front right leg, and then we can add a cube here, and this is where it gets tricky. Let's make the legs green. Like, how do we want to display the joints of a bear? I was thinking maybe something like this. Maybe pop it out one further, give it a bit more size here, and then bring it down one. Maybe we want it like super big like this. Yeah, maybe something like that. Or, let's change the pivot point to the center, and then like bring it back a little bit like this, and then maybe right there. What does a bear leg look like? Bear anatomy reference. Let's see this. What is this? What does this look like? Dude, they kind of just have like just this. It's just like straight down with a little bit of a, okay, so let's, with a little bit of a joint in there somewhere. It's like why did that happen? Let's maybe it's something like this. And then we can maybe take it in one. This is a really tall bear. We may have to adjust his height in a second here. Okay, and then let's rotate this. So let's just give this a 90-degree rotation. Put this here. And then we need to scale this down maybe to like an appropriate foot size. Something like that. I don't think that looks the worst thing in the world. We just need to add some joints, perhaps. How would we add these joints, though? That's the question. That is the question. Let's just, I guess, try it and see. And then I guess we can, like, do something like that. I mean, that just doesn't look good at all. Brother. How can we do this? Let me look up some block bench entity models. How do they handle the joints in block bench usually? Let's see. Let's see. Not well, it looks like. It's like, look at this. Let's see if we can find a good... Like, if you look up... this might be something. What's up with this here? Yeah, it looks like kind of how I'm doing it, to be honest. So now... I mean, that's just not what we're going for. Not the low poly stuff. Oh, this is something maybe more close to what we're trying to do. Let's see how this guy does it. Let's see how this guy handles his joints. Okay, so he gives it like a diamond shape. So maybe if we just rotate this like this and make it a bit longer, this will look more bear-like. We can do that. Okay, and then we can do like a... Okay, I see what he's got going here. He's got like a joint at the bottom here that's rotated 45 degrees. And then we can send a pivot point because that's weird where it was rotating. Okay. And then he has like something that comes down, but it's like not rotated at all. And it's like maybe a little bit skinnier. Like, yeah, maybe out the back like that. And then he's got like, oh, but maybe it's also like in like one like this, perhaps. I'd love to see it from the front. How does he do this? Let's see from the front. Show me from the front. Show me from the front. Wait, that was kind of from the front. Yeah, so it's like just, it's maybe just like half. No, but I like to work in clear pixel sizes. So maybe, what if we put it out like this? No, it definitely has to be up against the body. Okay, well for now let's just, maybe we can make this shoulder bigger if we need to. I guess this is fine for now. Okay. Then we've got like, but I think bears have like longer here maybe. And then it's maybe more like a little bit more back like this because it's a canid, not a feline. Let me go back to bear anatomy reference. Bear anatomy art reference. Let's see here. So they've got like, that's the shoulder. I guess on a bear it should be farther up, like here maybe. And then this can be here. Let's just take all this and just move it down a little bit. So we're looking with more realistic height for the bear. How do we want to play this? Well, I guess for now, maybe we can make it like really fat in the back. No, that doesn't look good. Maybe just make it shorter and that'll make it look fatter. Let's try that. Okay, and then we can center this one here and we can rotate this like this and we can take down the size a little bit. So we are getting into the forelimb here. And then we can also, I believe, take this down to maybe something like that. We probably don't need it to be rotated that much. let's put this like right there. And then let's put it like right there. Okay. And then we want a foot, which should have 0 rotation. And then we can scale it like this, and then like this, and then we can bring it up like this, and then down like this. And then I guess the foot can like kind of get wider, but it doesn't need to be that tall, does it? I don't think so. Maybe it does. Dude, this doesn't look right. I'm gonna keep it a buck fitty with you. This does not look right. This does not look right. Okay, we're trying again. We're trying again. We're putting this lower. Putting this lower. Yeah, that seems more like where it should be, right? Maybe one higher. Maybe if I started texturing it now, it would make more sense. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Cause like so here's the deal. I'm looking at like this reference here, but it's a tiger, so it's a cat, so it's a little bit different than a. Let me look up a bear block. I love when my keyboard goes to Japanese. Bear block bench model. Yeah, so he's just got like, look at this guy. He's got just like just big chonk front legs. But I like how the things, I don't like the texture necessarily. It looks a little bit like too high res for a low poly model like this, but this is good. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. Maybe we'll try to do something more like this. Okay. So okay, that's a really good idea. So let's make this wider than the, maybe not that much wider, maybe just like this. Maybe just like this. That's still not right. Okay. Wait, is this not centered? Oh no. Oh no. Guys, it's not centered. What do we do? That should be centered now. Wait, is it centered? Kind of. Wait. Did I build this on a fuck? Wait. There we go. That should be that, and then we can go like this. No, the head's not centered, boys. What do we do? I think we move it a little bit to the right. Is that good? That looks more centered, doesn't it? Is that better? It's close enough, whatever. But, but this also needs to be moved 0.5 to the right. Okay, crisis averted. Let's see. Okay, so this guy's bear. It's like, it's interesting, that's for sure. He's definitely gone with like a different anatomy approach than I have, but I don't think it looks bad at all. But I do like what he's done with the mouth. So maybe I will take some inspiration, and by inspiration I mean copy it. So he's done like, basically it's wide here, but then he's rotated it down like, rotated it down like this. Yeah, and then there's like another one, but there's no rotation on it, and it's like a little bit smaller. And it's also like a little bit back. But maybe this one's a bit longer, and so is this one. Maybe it's not so rotated. Maybe it's just more like that. Yeah, that looks a little bearish. And then there's also like one of these, like a little nose. Why are we listening to the birthday song in jazz? It is my birthday soon, but YouTube shouldn't know that. I mean, that's just too big. We definitely just want it to be like a little bit out. Like maybe something like that. Okay. Yeah, I'd say that's bearish. And then if we rotate this, probably does not need to be that tall. Yeah, okay. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. This feels somewhat... Why is he like that? No, hold on. 0. 0. 0. Okay, there we go. That is somewhat bear-like, I would say. Does it need to go like a little bit below chin here? Holy shit, he's a Giga Chad. Maybe for now we'll call that good. Maybe any chatters? Does anyone know if this looks good? I can't tell. Okay. And then like there's a leg here. But like let's change the color first of all to purple or something. And it's like he's got like it just goes back a little bit. But it's like mega chunky. It leans back like maybe not even that much though, just like that much, and it's like there, and then it's also like pretty big and thick. Yeah, okay. So then there's another segment to it which kind of like goes into itself a little bit right here. Let's center this before we forget. And it's a little bit smaller, I believe. It's also smaller on this axis. And then we can move it like 5 this way. And then that's kind of poking out there, so maybe we don't want it to be there. And we can move it down a bit. Okay. It's not the worst. Oh, but this one is almost like fully upright, it would seem. So it's like that, and then there's like... How has he done this? Oh, and then there's like something that comes out here, and let's reset the rotation. And then it's like this, and then it's like this, and it's like this. That is a long, silly foot. I don't know, guys. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. Maybe this needs to be a little bit smaller. Why are we back to the jazzy birthday? Oh no, guys. I don't know how to do art, man. What if we bring the leg up? Does that help at all? Maybe a little. I do like that height better, maybe. Let's grab the front right leg and let's bring it out one. That's something. It's something, that's for sure. But it's like, I don't know. I don't like this leg, man. I don't like this leg. Maybe that's just how the bear legs are. And I wanted to take inspiration from like... Maybe this just needs to be fatter. Okay, wait, that helped a bit actually. Okay, but this definitely needs to be bigger. Yeah, the fatter leg definitely looks better. I can't seem to get this foot right, but that's okay for now. No. Cannot seem to get this foot right. Okay. Hold on, I found a muscly crazy bear. Look at this. I mean, that's not what we're trying to do, but something like that is kind of, I think, the idea, though. I think that's the idea, though. You know what I mean? Hold on. If we can take inspiration from that. Hold on. I kind of want to try modeling that. Hold on. Hold on. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try it. Big standing bear. Okay. And let's say this is the big standing bear. Okay, so first of all, let's try to see if we can get this head down, because this might serve as better reference for what we're trying to do. So let's get the head down. He's got like 2 of these that are maybe 3 long, and then like 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. And they're rotated like maybe this much. Oh, and then we can duplicate this. And then we can rotate it like minus 14. Oh, not that. Rotation. Why doesn't it have rotation? Oh, we have the rotation on the head. Oops. 0. So we need to put this one to minus 12.5. And then we need to put this one to 12.5. This one. And let's put this to 12.5. And let's bring it down a bit, I guess. Why won't it line up? That's so frustrating. I guess that's lined up there. Okay. And then he's got like another cube here that acts as like a nose, maybe? It's definitely like not as big as this is. Something like that. And then he's got like a, let's change the color. I guess it's fine for now, purple. And then he's got like another one of these, but like with no rotation. But then we can like set this 90 rotation on this, and then it's like it's here. But then these are all angled. These are all angled up a little bit, like this. What happened to my nose? Let's see this. Let's see this. A little bit of what's wrong with you? Pivot point. Here we go. Okay. Okay, so we've got to make a bone for the upper snout, I guess. I guess we can make a snout bone, and it'll be these 3, and then we can make a jawbone, which will be this one. And then we can take the snout and we can rotate it like this a little bit. Yeah, and it hangs down a little bit, maybe something A little bit like this. I think this does not need to be this long. Hold on. For now, it's fine, I guess. Let's do that. Okay, that's fine. Okay, and then he's got like on the head, there's like a cube here. That's like maybe 2 more taller. And maybe like this. And then maybe it's 1 wider on each side. And then maybe it's rotated like just a little bit. And then there's another one up here. It's rotated a lot more. And it's definitely got like some more width to it. And then it's definitely like a little bit like this. I don't think these need to be this long. I'm gonna be so real. Guess maybe we can just move this snout back like this. Let's see what's he got going here. So then there's like a big old cube. Let's make these orange. Let's make these orange. Okay. And then there is a big old cube with 0 rotation as like the main block of the head, maybe about like right there. Why does that feel wrong? Why does it feel so wrong? Maybe I have to just, is it trust the process moment, perhaps? I feel like it's, the snout is still like mega long, but maybe it's because I need these. It's got like things here that are like coming out of the side of his head. Here-ish, and they're like rotated a little bit like that. Wait, they're definitely like 45 degrees here. Oh my goodness, why isn't the center point? It's just here though. That's the real question. And they're definitely rotated in like this. And then they're like there. Something is not right. Because something, this is too long, that's what it is. So let's move this down a bunch. Maybe 1 more. Because then we can do this. Oh, but this is supposed to be like way out here. That's looking maybe a little bit more reasonable as a bear's face, perhaps. Not sure, but what to do about this predicament that we are in. Because, like, this definitely isn't this wide. It's definitely more like this. I think it's definitely more like, definitely more like this. Why is this so difficult? Whatever, let's try this. And then let's bring this one over here because it's like that's not looking like the worst thing I've ever made, that's for sure. Definitely made worse things in my life. Let's try painting this maybe in a second here. Is this better? That's probably better, right? Gives him more of like a little hunch. Okay, and then let's make some more ears. Which can be like here at 1 pixel, and then we can like rotate them in a little bit like this. Maybe something like that, and then we can duplicate this, and we can go like, nope, we can go like this, give it 45. And let's bring it down a notch, perhaps. How do we get this to line up? That's the real question. So maybe like this. Something like that, perhaps? No, but it's not lined up. That's an option that we do have. Or we can take this cube, duplicate it, rotation 0, 0, 0. Oh wait, maybe not that. Center this. How did he do this, man? How did he do this? How did he do this?
could he possibly have done this? Let's make a folder for right ear. Oh, this is left ear actually. Okay, and then we can put these in here. And then we can actually just rotate the joint to be like this, and maybe a little bit more like this. And we can bring it down a little bit more. And actually, we probably want it to be like a little bit like this. I guess we can bring it out here and then just like have it. Oh. Let's see. I mean, the ears aren't that long, right? Which means we probably have to rotate it a little bit more like this. Okay. Could be worse. So maybe we want it to be like a little bit more like here though. Alright, then we can duplicate this and we can go to transform flip on the x-axis and we can call this the right ear. Awesome. Yo, this is looking so much more bare than the last one. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay, maybe we... honestly, do we go for a little head paint? I think we might. Let's make a texture. We'll call it the head. And we'll give it a 16 pixel density. Rearrange UV power size. Yes, yes. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's start with the snout. So let's actually move all these up to here, and then we can have the left ear and the right ear in here as well, because they're all part of the head. And then what we can do is we can go to the snout and we can kind of turn everything else off around here. Or actually we probably want the jaw, but we can turn all these off. Okay, and then we want to paint this, which I'm now realizing I probably should have done a bigger texture size. So maybe we try 32 because 16 is kind of like pretty limiting in what we can do. So let's delete this. And let's select all these again, and let's make a new texture. Let's give it 32, and we'll call this the head texture. Yeah, that's probably a more reasonable... but I forgot to do this, and then we can do this, and we can do... and we can call this the head. Okay. This is much better. No, I forgot to do the thing. Nope, not that. Head. We'll make this 32x. Okay, and for the sake of consistency, maybe we should just bring this out just a wee bit, so like this much, and then like that much. Does that look weird? Yeah, that does. Oh well. Okay, for now we'll do this. Okay, let's turn everything else off now. Okay, now we can go to paint, and let's make like a brown, so maybe like a light dull brown, maybe more on the yellow side of things, maybe more on the orange a little bit. Yeah, something like that, I believe, but like lighter, like could be a little bit more yellow, I guess. Yeah, something like that. Okay. So let's copy this guy exactly, because we have no shame. So it goes 2, and then it goes over like that. And then we can give a little line like that. Okay. And then so for the oranger texture, let's go up a little bit and let's make it a little bit darker. And we can do like this. And then for the darkest texture, we can go even further and we can choose something like this, which will be like down here. Okay, so we've got these 3 colors. Wait, Alt. So okay, we can grab this. No, wait, let's grab this color. And let's just like paint it like 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And then we can grab this color, and we can go like boom, 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 boom. And then we can take this color again, and we can kind of like paint it in here. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. Definitely could be a lot better. Let's see if we try to do a little bit of, oh, but I guess we should be mirror painting. Why is that not working? Interesting. Anyways. Okay. It's fine. We can do something like this. And we can take a black, maybe just a really dark brown for the nose. That's mirror painting, interesting. Okay. And then we can probably get some black in there as well. Although we don't really want to be mirror painting that, do we? Okay, that's fine. And then let's grab this color again. And then we can maybe add some there and some texture there like that. Looks like that. Yeah, sure. Why not? Although I definitely want more muted colors. I feel like these colors are too something. Too... Wait, can I color pick like on a different part of the screen? No. So let's color pick here. And let's... I think it's just darker maybe. Let's see. How does this look? And then we can go a little bit more orange. Make it a little bit darker even. And maybe this is more appropriate. And then we can take it even a little bit more orange and we can go something like this. This feels better, doesn't it? I feel like, yeah, that feels more bear to me, if you know what I mean. Feels more like a bear. A bear's colors. Okay. So we'll do this. We'll paint these here, grab those really quick. Oops, we painted over the nose a little bit. I think it's okay. We can just grab this, and we can do these as well. Okay. We can come to this side and we can paint this one as well, which again is down to the bottom, and then over 2, and then up 1 from there. And then we can grab this color, go like this, then we can grab this color again. Why does it look much darker over here? Hold on. Wait, if I... Interesting. It's giving me the same color. Why does it look so much darker? Maybe just because we haven't had the dark color down yet. Could be. this front nose is too long. Although, when you look at it like this, it looks fine, doesn't it? Yeah, that looks better. Okay, so now we need to actually go redo the UV to just be this. Why is it over here, man? North. Where's north? Hello, PvP probably first time chatter. What you doing? I'm modeling a bear for my game that I'm making. Yeah. Are you on YouTube or Twitch? Let's see. I guess you're on Twitch, which is super cool. What game are you making? I'm making a monster collector like Pokemon in Godot, which is going swimmingly. And by swimmingly, I mean not at all. Okay, for now, I guess this is fine. Does this look fine? Not really. Not really. Okay, we've got to redo the whole textures. Hold on. I will delete this. And then we'll select all, and we will make a new texture. 32 by 32, called the head. And this should account for the new nose size. And then we can go back to paint. Looks pretty cool so far. Thanks. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. It's just the head of a bear. I'm trying to get it all painted out. But let's disable... Oop, not what I meant to do. This... No. Stop. Then we can disable these here while we paint this again real quick. Are you gonna use MC Creator or coding by hand? Well, I'm gonna code it in Godot, so it won't be for Minecraft. It'll just be its own standalone game. I just like the art style in Blockbench because it's much more reasonable to handle with one person. Because like Blender's cool and all, but realistically, it takes too long for just one guy. So I'm doing this instead. Oops. And then we can grab this and we can give it a little bit of one of these. Bam. And then we can go back to this color and we can do some of this like this. Yeah, Blender is a lot. Like it's doable. It's just it takes so long, and it's like I don't have that much time in my day, man. It's 10:30 p.m. here. Got school, I got work, got a lot of shit to do, you know. Oh, I accidentally painted over that thing. Okay, and then we need a little bit of this here. Okay. And then we can go back and we can grab the black colors again that we were using. So like this one, and we can go like this. And then we can go like this. And then we can go like this, I guess. Sure, that's fine for now. And then we can grab maybe this one again and paint these and these. Okay, for now that's fine. Are you planning to release? When are you planning? When it's done, which is going to be a long time from now. Because I literally just started working on this like 2 weeks ago, so it's going to be a while. Oh, let's hide the nose real quick.
So we can get in the nooks and crannies of this snout here, if you know what I mean. I'm too close to my camera. The forehead view is not a good look. It's not a good look. Do you make games? Or are you just like browsing the games and software category? Yeah, see, I'm much more handsome like this, aren't I? We can give the nose back. Oh, just kidding. Let's give it some of this treatment here. Let's give it some of this. Oop. Something like this. Something like this. Just browse the general live stream, not a specific category. Cool. Yeah, I don't actually watch live streams. I just like to talk to people while I'm making shit. So, you know. You know. I turn on the stream every now and again. Just to see what people are up to. How was your day? And make sure to drop a follow, because I stream once a year, and you never want to miss it. Okay. Maybe we go like this. Bam. Bam. We go back and we grab this one, and then we give a little of this, and then we grab this, like so. And then if we turn all this back on, I'd say that looks pretty bearish, don't you? Don't you think? It was alright. Yeah, I think the head looks pretty good this way. Okay, and now let's turn all that back off real quick. We can turn the snout on. Let's grab this here, and let's just come in like this, and let's grab this like this. Maybe some of this here. Yeah, something like that I think should do the trick. And then the front here is going to be mostly this color. And then the top will be mostly this color. Oops. Let's turn off the snout real quick. Maybe we can turn on mirror painting here. Just kidding, apparently we cannot. It's fine. It was kind of pain to fix all the Z tearing or whatever it's called. The Z-tearing is only an issue in Blockbench, I'm pretty sure. I think once I export it into Godot, it won't have such an issue. I'm hoping. I'm really hoping. And we'll just blend this a little bit. Okay. Cool. Let's turn the snout back on. Give this a little bit. Oop. Then we can do this. Oop. We can do some of this, and then we can grab this. And we can do this like this, and then if we look at this, look at that. Although I do kind of think that this should be more like this, and then that way we can bring in some more of these, like that. That way it just looks a little bit more cohesive, or whatever you call it. And I guess we can do a little bit of this here. Yeah, okay, Bear. How are you going to catch the Pokemon in-game? So I'm going to make it, first of all, MMO, like multiplayer online. And I'm going to make it kind of like if you've ever played like an action RPG like Minecraft Dungeons or Diablo. Like that, but with Pokemon. And you can have multiple out of a time and use tab to switch between them and do the combat. So if you're not currently controlling the character, there's an AI that you can put onto it. But it's kind of cool. And then the idea is like you catch Pokemon. And then there's going to be like competitive game modes that you can use them in. So there's going to be like a MOBA. There's going to be an FPS. Maybe there's going to be like a Mario Kart, like a racing thing like that. And then
So like you go out, you catch your Pokemon, you level them up, and then you bring them into the battle arenas. So there's like an end game loop. So you farm for better gear, you farm for better levels, you farm for better stats on your Pokemon to bring them into the competitive setting. So there's the skill element and there's also the grind element. So people who are really good at the game can do like skill expression, and the people who just like, you know, spend a lot of time on it can also have like stat checks and stuff like that. So that's kind of the idea at the moment. Okay, so if we got... I actually don't like this brown. I want to make a different, like, duller brown. Yeah, but, like, not that. Let's make it a little bit more yellow, I guess. Maybe something like this. No, that's not quite right either. Maybe a redder brown. Ah, I can work with this for sure. Yeah, so that was always my problem with like a lot of like ranked competitive games, is like it's like there's the people who are obviously like naturally gifted and really good at it, but then sometimes, you know, you want to like just farm and be better than people by farming, you know what I mean? And it's like I want to give an option for that just in case you would like to, because I'm a farmer myself. I'm a humble farmer, if you know what I mean. Okay, let's get in the gritty, the nitty gritty. Yeah, this red is much more easy on the eyes, I think. It's like a redder brown. Redder brown. Then we can do some of this here. Grab some of this, give some a little bit of shading like this. And then we can take this color and we can put it here, although I guess this pretty much connects all down here. There we go. Alright. Yeah, also sometimes once the game gets old, it's basically impossible to start since everyone is level 1000 or something. Yeah, and like the idea between that is like, instead of making like the level cap really high, just keep adding more monsters and more things to grind for. So like even a new player can realistically get to like the max level within, you know, a week, but they just might not have as big of a monster box to choose from, you know, as a more veteran player. But like over time you can get it, but it's like totally still viable with just like a couple characters that you do have. So that's kind of the idea at the moment anyways. Yeah, that's the idea. So this here is like a red brown. So let's first of all just grab the bucket, and because this is all basically going to be this color, I believe. So we can just do this. Boom, 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 boom. And that should, and then we can turn off the mirror painting now. Or actually, I think we can actually leave it on. I think we can leave it on. Look at that. It's coming together, that's for sure. Okay, so now I guess we want like maybe a lighter red here for this one, and then we can like give a little bit of a shape here, and then maybe even like a lighter like this here. No, that's not the right color. Let's grab this here and let's just make it lighter. Just like this. Yeah, maybe something like that's probably too light. Just like that, maybe. Yeah, sure. And then we can grab this and we can just make it one that's a little bit darker as well for the corners down here. More items and strats compared to more level. Exactly. So it's like the longer the people have, it's kind of like League of Legends. If I don't play it a lot, but it's like, you know, the longer you play, the more monsters you have available to you in your monster box. So I'm trying to think of that right now. So obviously there could be the classic Pokeball system, but I think sometimes it like might honestly be more interesting to have something more like Ark Survival Evolved's taming system, where like you knock them out and then you have to like feed them things, or maybe even there's just like a chance that if you ever played like Pokemon Rumble that they just that they drop when they die, you know. Like the Pokemon Rumble system, but I'm not quite sure yet, you know, exactly how we're going to be handling that. in particular at the moment, but it's gonna be something like that. Okay, I don't think I like this dark brown. Let's make it like maybe even darker red and like go down here. Is this better? I think even redder, honestly. Like this. That's too dark. Maybe something like this. Maybe too red. Maybe too red. But something like this, perhaps? Yeah, maybe that's better. Okay. Cool. Semi-addictive catching system. Yeah, I agree, because like that's the whole fun of Pokemon, right? Is like catching your fun guy and then he's yours, you know? You know what I mean? So it's definitely gonna have to have some sort of in-depth catching system, which I will get to eventually. Okay, so this will be like surrounding the eyes, so we do want it to be like dark here. Is this? Yes, it is. Okay. So then I guess the cheeks are going to be the lightest. And then we can do something like this, give it a little bit of a shine. Because the light, I guess, is coming from the front in this drawing, it would seem. Yeah, we'll say that. I feel like I need another, just a little bit darker here. And then maybe just down like this. No, that's not right. Just turn it down a little bit. No, not this either. Let's make it more red, maybe. Or maybe we can do this color. Just grab this one and make it a little bit more like this. Yeah, that's not bad per se. Oh, although I don't even think we need that color mask. We can just use our main color here, and we can just what else be cool? Something unique. Yeah, if you have any ideas, I'm totally open to them. So let me know if you have any cool ideas for like what a cool catching system could be. You know, because I am so down to do something unique. I love uniqueness in games. Let's add some more like maybe something there. That looks like a little bit too... Can I make this color here a little bit darker? Can I get away with that? Or maybe even more like, more red? Closer to over here? It's probably too red, right? No, maybe this is just what we're working with for now. That's fine, sure. So we're gonna be an open world game. It's gonna be kind of open world. It's gonna be like... No, actually I lied. It's gonna be more like Minecraft Dungeons, if you've ever played that. It's like you know, you load into levels and then you run the dungeon over and over again to get the Pokemon or the drop you want. I mean, not a Pokemon, but the animal. You know what I mean? Okay. So let's see, what do we want to do here? Maybe we grab this color and we just paint it like this. Whoa, not what I meant to do. Something like that could work, I reckon. And then we can maybe give a little bit of something like this there. Although the light's not coming from there. The light, so I guess it would be, how does this look?
Doesn't look horrible. It looks maybe like too contrasted. I think I need to make these browns closer to each other, if you know what I mean. So if I just like, if I got this one and I just make it maybe a little bit more yellow, and then I go here, and I paint, oh no, then I go here. Yeah, I think this brown is a much better contrast to the other one. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna use this. Okay. But modeling takes so freaking long that I'm never gonna finish this game because I'm a programmer, I'm not a modeler, you know? So it's like it's just gonna take me for fucking ever if I have to keep modeling shit like this, you know? Okay, that's a much better contrast ratio, I believe. Methinks. Although now I'm kind of getting bothered by this color here. I want it to be maybe a little bit more on the green side of yellow. Is this better? But like a browner green, so maybe more like here. Like lighter. How does this look? It's definitely better. You could make like basic models and implement everything first. Yeah, I just want to make like one good model to test with. Yeah, I think that's probably what I will end up doing. I'll just make one model to test with, and then actually let's grab this color here and let's just like make it a little bit more yellow and a little bit lighter. And let's do this. Yes, this is much better. I believe this is much better. I mean, it doesn't really change all that much, to be honest. Whatever. For now, we'll leave it. It's whatever. Yeah, because I want to just like make a good, you know, good model with good animations to like get a flow for the game, get a feel for the game, and then I'll go back in later and make all of them. I'm not going to make all of them right now. That would be a little bit silly, I believe. Okay, let's grab this color for here, and then we can like have it go up like this maybe, and then we can grab maybe just like the tip can be like light, and then coming down this side we can blend it back into this softer brown. Maybe something like that. And then we can go back and grab our blacks from here. And then give a little bit of picture, because why not? How does this look? Could look worse. Definitely could look worse. Definitely could look worse. Okay, let's finish up a couple more paint spots here. Let's grab this and let's make an even darker brown, like down here even, for like, but it still should be more red, I think. Yeah, maybe something like that. Is there a body yet? No. No, I just started this, so no body yet, unfortunately. I feel like I need a blend color for between this and this. So like, let's make it like here, and let's just like go like here. No, I guess we need to grab this and then go a little bit lighter, and then just go like a little bit lighter here. Yeah, there's a better blend color, I think.
Yeah. Definitely looks like something, that's for sure. And then I guess we can grab this lighter color up here. Maybe we can, nope, not what I wanted to do. Let's hide this one. And let's maybe add a couple more lines here just to signal that there's fur. Like, look at, we've got direction, it's flowing. And then maybe we can just add a little bit of dark up here. No. I think that's probably as dark as we're going to want to go. Okay. Yeah, sure, why not? That looks fine. Maybe let's have this down here. Okay, cool. We can turn this one back on. Which one should be bigger? I guess this one can just be like one shallow on this side and one shallow on this side. Okay, that's good. Man, modeling though. Dude, I am copying an image like block for block. I suck at modeling. I'm like, look at this. I am fucking just. I'm ripping off this guy to his entire, for his whole worth. Found it on Twitter, and I was like, I could copy that. I couldn't make it, but I could copy it. That's for sure. So here I am, and here you are watching me copy it. So you're part of the crime. You're part of the crime, sir. But hey, it's better than asking AI to do it, you know? You know? Cool, so then we can grab like this light color and paint it up here a little bit perhaps. And then we can grab this less light color and we can give it like this. Yeah. It ain't illegal if you don't get caught. Well, someone's watching. You are. Let's actually make this a little bit more like discreetly colored. And then we can bring it down into the darker colors down here around the ears. Maybe some here as well. Because I do want to have like consistency. Okay. That looks not like the worst thing I've ever made. So then we can also grab this and we can do some of this kind of thing here. And then we can grab this and then we can take this. Yeah, sure. And then we can also probably add some lighter shading up here. See how that looks? Yeah. Sure. Yeah, sure. Any suggestions? Any parts that look weird to you? What do you think? I mean, obviously it's not done yet. We've gotta paint some more, but here, let's grab this color here. It has no teeth. That's true. It does have no teeth. That's a good point. And no eyes as well. We may want to remedy that, don't we? Okay. Let's see here.
we're jamming to the Happy Birthday Jazz again. I don't know why this keeps coming up, but it does, so I guess we'll keep listening to it. How's this look? Yeah, that's starting to look like fur, perhaps. Mayhaps. Okay. Let's save this as head. Yeah. Okay, and then we can go like here. And then actually maybe we can just use this color for down here. Let's see, how does this look? Selecting ear or something. I don't know, man. I think that looks like a bear. So bears have black lips? Not this bear, apparently. Oh, but that reminds me, shit. I gotta fucking turn off the jaw and paint to this bottom side so it's not blue. Probably. Let's see how this looks. There's still some blue areas. Okay. Let's just paint in the blue areas. Don't know where they are, but oh well. Not my problem. What's with this gray? I don't know where that is. Oh well. Alright, turn the jaw back on. Do bears really have black lips? Is that true? Googling bear. Maybe. They might. Kind of. Yeah, they do. Yeah, it definitely like comes down here and these get black. What if we just like tried it? What if we just tried it? It probably looks horrible, but it could look good if I was better. Well, we might come back to that though. That's a good idea. But we now need to make this elemental. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's just a bear. But we need to make it a Pokemon type thing. So should I make like an ice bear? I feel like if you're going to make a bear, it should be ice, right? You've got the Volibear from League of Legends. You got Beartic from Pokemon. Just like a lot of ice bears, you know? I feel like ice bear is the most common type of elemental bear. Am I crazy? I could be. Like all the way inside of it. Ah, you mean like paint in the mouth here, like make this black? Yeah, that could be an angle for sure. A little light by the entrance. It's not horrible, yeah. You see all the way to the back of the bear's throat by looking at it from the front. Oh, that's so true. You're so real for that, actually. So we need to make these black, like back here. Let's see. Let's see here. Okay. Let's make these black as well, just in case. This probably looks better. Okay, yeah. That's definitely better, I think. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. I like it. Let's grab just a little bit of these here. Just to give it some more definition. Okay, that is a bear for sure. If I've ever seen one. He needs eyes, but for the most part, he's bearing, I would say. Let's see. Let's make his pectoral muscles now. So let's take the head and let's just shoot it up here. And it looks like for the pecs, we've just got like 2 big blocks. So let's make a torso group outside of this. Torso. Actually, the head's gonna need to be in the torso. Okay, so let's go right pec, and then we can duplicate it to left pec. You can make it like each animal can be any type. Oh, I thought about that. I did think about that, because that would also like save me on modeling time. Because I could have one bear as 5 elements. That's 5 different bears, and just change up the texture a little bit, you know, for each element they get. And that could save me modeling time, and it could also add more, you know, diversity to the game. So it's like, oh, I want the ice version of this bear. I really like this bear, but I like ice element. Yeah, maybe I will do that. I think that's a good idea. I like that idea. Where is this? Okay. Oh. I still have to texture this part. I didn't know I even had that, like, unselected. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Looks like we're not moving on just yet. Just add a few of these. See, how does this look? Looks better, yeah. Oh, we haven't done anything from the front. Oh, so much work. Like, depending on the level, it could be a different type. How would that work though? Cause like as it levels up, I have seen solo leveling, yeah. So like as it levels up, it changes type. Is that what you mean? I'm not sure about all that. Like ice map, ice bear. Volcano map, fire bear, lava bear. That type of level. Yeah, that's true. That's probably what it'll be. But then I think like my idea is I'm gonna have like different cities. So like in the first city, there's this one set of Pokemon, like kind of like regions in Pokemon. But like at each different city, there's a different like dungeon types, which have different Pokemon to grind for, as well as different gear to grind for. And as you level up your character, not your Pokemon, you unlock new cities. And also at each city, there's a different type of competitive game. So maybe in the first city, it's like Mario Kart racing style with your Pokemon. Or like with like boat racing, so you get like a Lapras style and you race like that way. And then in the second city, it's like a MOBA type game. And like there's like leaderboards for each city. Has red gates that can randomly happen. Oh yeah, I have thought about that. I have thought about implementing something like that for sure. For sure. For sure. Okay, let's add his pectorals now. Let's add a cube here. Let's make this like 10 by 10 by 10, perhaps. This might be too big. Actually, that might be just about right for what we're trying to do here. Maybe a little bit big. Actually, that might be just about right. this. That might be kind of sick. I mean, it might be like one too big, but something like this I think is definitely the idea for sure. It's hard to see if it's centered. Yeah, I know. But I think I can just do this and I can go flip on the X. Although I kind of want it to be more like this. Oh wait, no. And then I think we need like a third one. Like with 0 rotation. And then we can kind of place it like in the middle here. Give him a little bit of a... Wait, I think it was 20. Yeah. Okay, so if we do something like that, gives him some pec definition. Something perhaps like that. How good are you at programming? Let me put it this way. If this is my modeling skills copying someone, my programming skills would be like if I was the one who made this. Does that make sense? Because that's like, I'm a programmer, I'm not a modeler. But I can't afford to pay people to make models for me, so I make them myself. You know what I mean? Oh, I have water. Oh, I need to drink water. So like this guy, he like does like perfect like triangle square combos. Maybe they're not perfect, but yeah, I want to figure out. So I'm quite all right. I'll put it that way. Yeah, I'm quite all right at the programming thing compared to this, anyways. I don't think his pecs should be like that far forward though. Let's be so real. Like probably this is enough, right? Even less actually, probably. Like something like that, I guess. Yeah, that's probably more realistic amount for pecs. What languages do you know? I'm best in Java, but I also do GD script, C#, stuff like that. Any object-oriented programming language I can pretty much handle, I would assume. Let's see now. So let's make a new group, right arm. And then let's add a cube to our right arm. And let's rotate it forward just a little bit, and then we can give it 2 more, and then 2 more. Honestly, it could probably be 3 by 3. And then we can extend it out this way. And then we can have one of these here. And we can have it rotate like this. And then we can do this. There's probably so many modeling tricks and shortcuts. Yeah, learn how to model. I know, I forgot the eyes. I'm gonna do them later. I guess I could put them in now. It's fine. I could put them in now.
mesh. Wait, not a mesh. I want to add a cube. Probably just like 1 by 1 is fine, right? I would think. Okay, those will turn into eyes. They're probably still too far out of his head, right? Those will turn into eyes eventually. For now, they're just gonna be green, though. Maybe rotate it inwards a little. Yeah. I think this is good. Okay. So then now we want to duplicate one of these. And we want to rotate it like this. Oh, but we do want it to be a square. So now we rotate it like this. And then we go like this. And then we go like this. Wait, the size should be about 4 by 4. 5. Let's bring it down like 3.7 by 3.7 perhaps. Even 3.6 maybe. And then move it like a click this way and a click that way and then a click this way. Do we have to like rotate a little bit? That's pretty good, I think. How does this look? It's so difficult to get right. I'm sure there's a trick here that someone better than me knows how to do. Oh, fuck it, we're going with that. Final answer. So they're gonna be, this is gonna be a buff bear for real. Yeah, dude, this guy's gonna be fucking swole as fuck. He's gonna be out of his mind. He's going to be absolutely out of his mind. Okay, wait, I see it. I see an idea. Hold on. What if I duplicate this? I go to transform, scale, and I do like 0.7. What happens? What happened to it? Oh, no. Wait. I just want these two. And then I want to transform the scale to 0.7. Where did it go? Transform, scale. 0.7. Scale that shit. What's happening to my arms, man? Why are they disappearing? What the hell? What the hell, bro? Can I not scale by 0.7? It does not want me to scale by 0.7. Oh fuck, this is gonna bother me so much. Screw it, we're doing that. No, god damn it. Wait, 3.655. 3.55. Okay, and then we can do that. Okay, wait. Fuck. God damn it. Nope. There we go. Final answer for sure.
Scale it to 2. You think scale it to 2? Oh, that's a good for testing purposes. That's a good idea. Nope. 2. That works. So scale. Do I have to do like? Okay, that worked. Interesting. So it's like 0.85. Maybe something like that. And then maybe we can just have these rotated a little bit more down like that, perhaps. Okay. We're cooking. Hold Alt and drag on the thing, it moves it just a tiny bit. Yeah, I've been trying to use that anyways. Oh! Wait, you mean like even more than control? No. Control. Use it a tiny bit. Okay. Wait, Control Alt? No. Control Shift. Oh, it's Control Shift. Oh, that's so cool. We'll call that good for now. Okay, and then we need another cube in here. Nope, I guess we can just... Yeah, that's fine. I guess I probably should have made him in a T-pose. I don't know what I'm doing. Hold on. I can make him a T-pose. Why am I not making him in a T-pose? I'm so silly. I'm so silly. I'm so very silly. I don't think you've ever met someone sillier than I, to be honest with you. Shit. What? What's the T-pose for? It's so I don't have to, it's so I don't have to keep, like, finding the angles right now. I can just find the angles later. And then I can, hold on, give me 1 second to continue that explanation. I'm cooking. It's basically, it just makes it easier to animate later on because there is nothing in the way in such an event. Nothing gets in the way of you shaping your model how you want it to be. Okay, for now, I guess perhaps this is okay. And then, nope, we're restarting. Okay. if I just scale this to like, wait. That wouldn't work anyway, so. Oh wait, does that not look like the perfect dimensions? Hold on. I think we cooked. I think we cooked. Oh, we cooked! We cooked! T-pose for the win. Okay, hold on. Oh my god, we cooked. Chat, we cooked. Chat, we cooked. Holy shit. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, now we can scale this to like 0.85 again. Scale that shit. Bring it up. Bring it over. Take down the top a little bit. Bring it back up. Bring it here. Bring it here. Bring it out. Bring it down. Like that. Look at that. Oh my goodness, we're cooking so hard. We're cooking, we're cooking, we're cooking, we're cooking, we're cooking. Okay. Okay, then we need to duplicate this. And actually, let me just choose all of these and just rotate them like so they're flat. Rotated 0. Wait, how much is this rotated? 10. So I need to do -10 on all these. Nope. -10. There we go. That should be. Oh, but these things got flat. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Because it's easier to fix now that he's in a T-pose. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Now we can duplicate this. Bring it down here. Bring it forward a little bit. Shrink it maybe by a pixel on each side. Or maybe even just 1 pixel and then move it over by 5. Like this, yeah. And then we can do this. And then we can stretch it out over here so that when it gets rotated like this. Okay. Cool. So let's make a thing in here called base, and then one thing in here called shoulder. Okay, and then the base will just be this one, and then the shoulder will be all these. Look at that. So now, if I rotate the shoulder, it'll just rotate these, but we do want to change the pivot point to be like there, I believe. Yeah. So now, if I try to animate the shoulder, for instance, grab the shoulder. Look at that. Although, we probably want it to be not there for the pivot point. Hold on. I think we want it up here, right? Yeah. That is where we want it, in fact. Wait, shoulder, pivot point. Right there. Figured it out. Shoulder, rotate that shit. Oh yeah, that'll be good. We can work with that. Okay. Cool. We cooked. We cooked. We cooked. We cooked. We cooked. Oh my god, the forehead cam is so real. You could accuse me of forehead cam right now and nobody would care. They would just agree with you. They'd be like, yeah. Forearm. Okay. forearm. And then I guess we want to duplicate, wait, these. Wait, Control C, put some in there. And then we can turn this shit around. Let's go. Oh my goodness, I'm cooking so hard, I'm cooking so hard. I don't think you've ever seen a streamer cook so hard in his life. Oh, I'm cooking, I'm cooking, I'm cooking. Wait, hold on, let's turn off the forearm for a second. Okay, let's go. Then now we can turn on the forearm. And this can be much longer. Probably. Okay, and then we can just copy one of these over here. So now, if we go to animate and we just do a little test animation, we should be able to rotate this and rotate. Oh, but that pivot point is messed up, right? Where's the pivot point? Pivot point. Where the fuck is the pivot point, huh? Why is it coming with the pivot point? The hell? Oh, is the fucking thing rotated? Hold on. There we go. There we go. And now for the pivot point, we can bring this up here.
That looks like a good pivot point to me. Okay, so now we go back to the animation tab, and we can say, for instance, put this here, and then we can, I think, like rotate this forward, perhaps. That's what the T-pose is for. I think the hands is going to be so painful. Yeah, that's true, unfortunately. But look at this. Edit. Let's bring this out a little bit more. He looks pretty buff. I don't know about you guys, but I think he looks pretty buff. I like it. Although I think his lower arm is maybe a little bit fat. Like, if I take all these and then I just like size him down a little bit, and then I go like that. I think this is gonna be better. Yeah, that's definitely better. Is it even a little bit too wide in this direction? I wonder. Maybe it's fine. I mean, he is buff after all. I think we can also grab a little one of these, put it here, size it up, boom, 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 do a little bit of this, a little bit of refinery, give a little minus 0.5 there, give it a little bit of this, give a little bit of this, and some of this, and some of this. This, and then give it a little bit of this. Feel like it's too long. Yeah, it does include the hand. This is the hand. The hand starts where this ends, so this is going to be the hand here. I think. I can also shorten it if you think so. But let's see here. So let's have this just rotated like a little bit. Oh, just like a little bit like that. And then we can have it go up like this. Yeah. Something like that, perhaps. That's like the pad of the hand. And then we can now make something called a hand, or hand, yeah. No. We want a pointer finger. We want thumb, wait. Pointer finger, thumb, and then two more. Middle and pinky. Middle finger, pinky, finger, and then we want the thumb. Okay. And then in the pointer finger, we want a new cube. That will be, sure, they'll be green. let's go. Oh, it needs a little bit more. Is that fine? That's probably fine for what I'm trying to do. Okay. Let's bring it out here. Let's duplicate this. Let's bring this one back here. Boom. I guess we don't need this one. And this one can be like right here. Oh, I see what they've done. Okay, he's like even farther back. So like here is the first one. Like that. Okay. And honestly, this can be a little bit bigger, 1.2 even. Perhaps. Another 1.2 will go like 1.8. And then we'll go like here. Let's see this. Yeah, maybe something like that, and then a little bit shorter here. What's this doing here? Yeah, okay, I like that. Okay. Wait, actually, let's delete all these. And then, wait, what just happened? Okay, now we can duplicate this. Middle finger. And then we can have the pinky finger. And then we can grab this and we can slide it over a little bit. And then we can grab this and we can slide this over a little bit. And then we can grab this and we can slide this over quite a bit. And then we can grab this and we can slide this and we can slide this probably. My pinky finger, okay. Middle finger. And pinky finger. Cool. Perhaps that looks fine. Perhaps that looks fine. We shall see. Okay, and then we'll duplicate one of these. I guess I should have duplicated the fingers after they were all done. Oops. It's fine. Put one in there, one in there, one in there, one in there. And then this one will just be like, boom. Yeah, okay, we'll build one finger completely first. Like this. And then we'll build another one of these here. Wait, how big is this? Size. Wait, how big is this? Oh shit. Sizes got fucked at some point. This needs to be 2. Wait.
Let's see here. Did my music stop? Why did my music stop? Jazz music, come back to me. Jazz music, come back to me. 4 fingers. Yeah, he's only got 4 fingers. It's true. Stand accused of having 4 fingers. Okay, let's grab this pivot point and let's put it over. Oop. Where is it? There. Pointer finger. That's a fine pivot point. Okay. And the knuckle 1. This pivot point can be here. Wait. Send the pivot point. There we go. There's that pivot point. And then the knuckle 2. We can center this pivot point, and we can have it. Oop, nope. Center this pivot point, and we can have the knuckle be there. So now, if I try a little animation on this, it should bend along with each other, right? Look at that. But I guess we don't really need to bend this one per se. Although I think this pivot point for the knuckle down here should be a little bit farther up. Like maybe there-ish. So now, if we animate it, yeah, that looks like it's bending more at the right place. Yeah, that's more how a finger bends. Okay. It needs claws. You think so? We'll see. We will see. Here, let me duplicate these fingers. No. Pointer finger 2 and then pointer finger 3. We can call this the pinky finger. And we can call this the middle finger. And then we can have this be like here. And then we can have this be like here. And then this one can just be in between those two. Okay, sure, that's fine. Sure. Maybe have this one to the left and have this one to the right. Yeah, that's probably better. That's probably better. So we don't need the head open. Okay. So now we need shoulder right, forearm right, pointer finger right. Bro, let me edit you. Oh my goodness. Holy shit. Okay. Never make me do that again. Okay. Now we need the thumb, which I think is a pretty similar concept actually. We can probably just duplicate this. Thumb right. And then we can probably
here. And we can just put it like 90-degree rotation this way. And then we can have it at a 90-degree rotation this way. And then we can do this here. And we can bring it down the arm a little bit more, probably. Honestly, even farther down is probably fine. Like, yeah, somewhere like there. So now if I animate this, why is that doing that? Why is that happening? What the hell? I want you to go this way. Why is that happening? Oh, is the pivot point fucked up? Let's see. No, the pivot point was fine. Oh, I rotated the entire model. Oopsies. Minus 90. We actually just want to rotate the cubes. Let's have the center pivot point to be 90. And then we can do this. Then we can do this. Oops. Give me 90. There we go. Okay. So now if we animate this and we go like this, we can do this. Oops. That pivot point's not correct. Uncle 7, where's the pivot point for this? We want it to be like here. And then actually we can have it like here as well. And then we can have the knuckle H, the pivot point be here. And then we can have it be here. And then we can have it be right there. No. Like there. Animate. Let's see how this looks now. Let's make the pivot point like there. There we go. Could look worse. I think it probably should go back a little bit more maybe. Maybe up some more. Yeah, and then we can like give this a little bit of a rotation here as well. Give this a little bit of rotation. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad, I don't think. Like a paw, pretty much. Small fingers and long claws. Yeah, but this is a man bear, so he's got to have some sort of, like, opposable appendages, you know? I think, anyways. Okay, I think that's going pretty well, actually. Because I can rotate this here, and all of them come with it. Yes, please. Down a little bit, I guess. Okay, so now what we can do is we can go to edit. Why are we in paint mode? Nope. I don't want to be in paint mode. Oh, I think it's just actually this.
Why is there a grid? Where did the grid come from? Wireframe, no. Texture. Where did the grid come from? Huh? Oh, I'm editing UV somehow? Why am I editing UV? Hold on. Gotta press all the buttons near the ones I usually press. Paint, edit, there we go. Okay, we're back in business. Okay, so now I can take this right arm and I can duplicate it. No, and then I can transform, flip X. Okay. And now if I go to the animate, I should be able to left arm, right arm. I should be able to flip the animation of all these. Flip animation. Animation, flip animation. Animation, flip animation. Animation. Oh, no. Animation, flip animation. Animation, flip. Is this gonna work? It kind of worked. Yeah, it did. Animation, flip animation. Animation. Flip animation. That didn't work. Oops. Well, for now, this is fine. We can do this. Look at him. Oh, he's so bare. So much bare. He's definitely like 70% bare at least. Okay. Let's see if we can't do a little bit of painting, shall we? Let's grab the eyes. And then these. And let's make a new texture called body. And we'll make it 32 by 32. Yes. Okay, now we can go paint. And we can, I guess, start with this area here. Well, first of all, let's just grab our main color and let's douse everything in brown. Why can I not do this? Wait, is this not included in the... Why can't I... Hello? Is this not in the mesh? Oh, it wasn't in the mesh. Okay, we've got to go way back. Okay, so we need to go to torso. We don't need the head. We just need the eyes. And then we need the right pec. And the left pec. Wait, the left pec? Oh shit. Left arm. This needs to go down to the left pec. Left pec, and then this one should also be in the left pec. Nope, left pec. And then this can just be, I think, outside of the torso. This can just be at the very top. Right pec, left pec. Left pec, put that shit in there. Okay, left pec, right pec. Okay, that's good. That's better. So now we can go here, here, as well as this. And we can make a new texture for the body. And we can paint this shit. We can grab this. We can grab the paint bucket. We can douse all these in brown. Why does that not work? Why? Let's open up the block bench again. Well, I gotta go see you ready for class. All right, have fun at class. Have fun at class. Why is this not working? Thanks for tuning into the stream. So weird, it doesn't know correctly where the UV is. Oops. Well, actually, it's not the worst thing in the world. We can just do this. Actually, cool. So now we can grab this, and we can go here and we can paint these eyes black, sort of.
play this. Let's give it some this. Well, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's definitely not the best thing, but Yo, 3 hours later we finished the model. That's crazy. Still gotta texture the shit out of it, but at least now we can start animating before we texture, perhaps. Oh, he doesn't have traps. I forgot the traps. Oh, we gotta give him traps. Hold on. Right pec. The traps, I guess they would be kind of part of the pec system, wouldn't they? Where's this cube? Okay, let's give him some traps, shall we? Maybe something like about like that. This one needs to go into the left pec. Alright, let's go through and let's set the pivot points. Center the pivot, that should be good there. Okay, let's center this pivot. Let's put this pivot right there, and then we can move it back, maybe just a smidge, somewhere like that. No, maybe even like more like here. Yeah, I think that's probably a better pivot point, because now if we turn this shit on and then we animate the head, yeah, that's probably a better place to pivot from. Okay, so we got the head. For now, the head's not gonna need to move too much, so let's go the right pec. And let's find pivot point. Gotcha. Well, maybe that's fine actually. Oh wait, the traps definitely should be part of the torso. I think this looks better, right? Yeah. Oh, but like his drawers are too far forward, man. Oh, maybe that means we need to bring the legs. Right leg, left leg, just a little bit farther forward like that, perhaps. Damn, he's kind of thick though. I mean, shit. No one told me the bears look like this. I mean, I made it, but I copied it. Copied it, let's be real. Yo, what's up with this here? Let's go the left pec. Let's put the pivot point. Look at that. Look at that. I think this shit needs to be taller. One more. There we go. That's better. Right. You may want to add one more triangle in here, or square in here. Yeah. Yeah. Something like that. Okay. Let's put him on the ground. There we go. That should be on the ground-ish. Cool. Maybe we'll call that good for the stream today. Made a little model. I think that's good. I like it. I like it. Why is this being rotated like that? Should not be ever being rotated like that. Well, we'll have to work on some of the pivot points, I think. Like this one, for example. Have to change it to there. There we go. I'm not sure what to do about this under part here. Just make it longer? You need to make it taller. There we go, that should be there. No, well. No, wait. Does it ever really need to go? I think in a situation like this, we would just rotate this more. What if he needs to like put his arm above his head? The pec would just fully rotate, right? Well, there's a way, yeah. Okay, let's call that for stream. Later, you guys.